Hello everyone, my name is Ritika Gupta and welcome all to my channel which is Ritika's Online Teaching Academy. Today I will discuss about the photosynthesis and first of all let me tell you that I am making videos in biology subject which would be helpful for 12th students, those who are preparing for NEET exam as well as for undergraduates and postgraduates. So now let's start the topic, lecture 1 on photosynthesis. Okay, so now first we will understand the meaning of the term photosynthesis. Photo and synthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means putting together. So photosynthesis is a process which is used by plants and other photosynthetic organisms which trap solar energy and form energy-rich compounds such as ATP and NADPH, and they use these energy-rich compounds for making carbohydrates using raw materials from CO2 and water. Simultaneously in this process they release oxygen into the atmosphere. Now the second question comes, where does this photosynthesis takes place? Everyone knows that it occurs in the green leaves. But which part of the green leaves is responsible for photosynthesis to occur? That is mesophyll cells. So mesophyll cells are found in green leaves. So I have shown here a cross section of leaf. You can see here two epidermis, upper epidermis and lower epidermis, and between these two epidermis there is a ground tissue made by mesophyll cells. Two types of mesophyll cells are there. First is palisade mesophyll cells and the second one is spongy mesophyll cells. So the upper epidermis is very thin. So these palisade mesophyll cells are actually the long and elongated, or you can say cylindrical cells, and in these cells the component which is responsible for photosynthesis is chloroplast. So you can see the black dots in these palisade cells. These are what? Chloroplast, and they are aligned along the cell wall. So in this way they are perpendicular to the incident light and give more opportunity for photosynthesis to take place. In comparison to these palisade mesophyll cells, spongy mesophyll cells are spherical in shape and above the lower epidermis. They do not receive much light intensity, hence photosynthesis does not occur at a higher rate in spongy mesophyll cells. So palisade mesophyll cells with their structure and position have more opportunity for the photosynthesis to take place. Along with these mesophyll cells, you can see vascular tissues are also present here. So these, you know the function of vascular tissues, they are responsible for the conduction of materials in between the cells. So chloroplast we will study in detail because this is the part or the important point of our lecture. So these chloroplast, we will first study the structure of a chloroplast. So you can see in the picture the chloroplast which is covered by an outer envelope. This outer envelope is actually made up of outer membrane and inner membrane. So this outer envelope a matrix which is proteinaceous in nature called as stroma. The other structures apart from these you can see here, there are stacks of lamellas. These are called as thylakoids and the whole stack is called as grana. These grana together are connected by the stroma lamellae. The lamellae which traverses lonely in the stroma is called as the stroma lamellae. Okay, so other structure which are present in the chloroplast is starch granule, lipid droplets, and obviously DNA, RNA nucleus are also present in the chloroplast. Now next, you can see chloroplast contains 70s ribosomes. You know ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis and circular DNA and RNA. Now stroma, which is a ground matrix of the chloroplast, is granular in nature and it also consists enzymes of dark reaction. We will come to know about the dark reaction later. Now first we'll study what other structures are in stroma. I already said that it consists of platen stack like lamellae called thylakoids, and stroma lamellae interconnects grana stacks, and thylakoid membrane is also lipid bilayered. So we know that cells in living organisms are lipid bilayered. Thylakoid membrane is also lipid bilayered in nature. So the reactions which are responsible for photosynthesis are generally divided into two types of reactions. The first one is light reaction and the another one is dark reaction. The light reaction actually occurs in grana thylakoids, and the process which occurs in thylakoids involves the photolysis of water. Photo means light, lysis means splitting. So in the presence of light, splitting of water takes place that results in the production of ATP and NADPH, which are energy rich compounds, and later used in the process of synthesis of carbohydrates, which is a part of a dark reaction. So we will study the whole process of photolysis, or how photolysis of water takes place and how these energy rich compounds are produced in the next video. The dark reaction uh, is occurs in the stroma. Stroma already said that it is a granular matrix inside the chloroplast, and in that stroma, reduction of carbon dioxide into the carbohydrates takes place. So these two main reactions are the part of photosynthesis which generally takes place in the chloroplast. So till here we understand the what where does photosynthesis take place, what is photosynthesis, and what is the structure of chloroplast, and what type of reactions occurs in the chloroplast, and in those reactions generally what type of processes are involved. Now we'll study about the photosynthetic active region. As we know that photosynthesis occurs in the presence of light, but what part of the light is generally responsible for photosynthesis to take place? That part which is responsible for photosynthesis is called as photosynthetic active region. And this region is a part of the visible light. So visible light is a part of electromagnetic radiations, and which ranges from the 380 nanometer to 750 nanometer, and the region between 400 to 700 nanometer is called as the photosynthetic active region, meaning what? Photosynthesis occurs between these wavelength range. Now photosynthetic pigments involved in the photosynthesis. Where these pigments are located? Obviously in the chloroplast. We know that green leaves are responsible for photosynthesis. So when we separate these pigments of leaf by chromatographic separation, we get four types of pigments. And these four pigments, scientist has named them as chlorophyll A, which is bright or blue-green in color, chlorophyll B, yellow-green in color, xanthophylls, yellow in color, and carotenoids, yellow to yellow-orange in color. So does all these pigments, four pigments are involved in photosynthesis, or any one or two pigments which are the main pigments for the photosynthesis? So chlorophyll A is the main pigment which is involved in the photosynthesis, and rest of the pigments are accessory pigments, or these are also called as antennae molecule, which help chlorophyll A in the process of photosynthesis. So chlorophyll B and carotenoids are accessory pigments which absorb light at different wavelengths and pass it on to the chlorophyll A. So chlorophyll A is called as the reaction center. Chlorophylls absorb light at blue and red region. So mechanism of photosynthesis, now I am summarizing the whole process, is divided into light reaction and dark reaction. Light reaction is also known as a photochemical phase, while dark reaction is named as a biosynthetic phase. Light reaction is called as a photochemical phase. Why? Because in the presence of light, chemical compounds such as ATP and NADPH are synthesized. While dark reaction is called as a biosynthetic phase. Why? Because carbohydrate, a biomolecule, is forming in this reaction. That's why it is biosynthetic phase. Light reaction depends on light. while dark reaction does not directly depend on light but depends on the products of the light reaction, which are ADP and NADP. So it means that dark reaction is indirectly depending upon the light reaction, or you can say does not directly depend on the light. So in light reaction, the process which occurs is photolysis of water and oxygen is liberated. While in the dark reaction, we know that end product is carbohydrate, and the end product of light reactions are ATP and NADPH. So in the next lecture, we will study in detail about the light reaction and dark reaction, about the photosystems and everything. So keep watching my video, and if you liked my video, please do like, share and subscribe so that you will get more videos and updates. Okay, thank you and take care.